Hello friends, and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos, we talk about the moon energy as well as a little bit of astrology for the current week. In this video's case, we're talking about January 26th through February 1st. So we're ending January, beginning February, and we have a big, bright, loud Leo full moon. However, that's not happening until the end of the week. The big thing that's happening at the beginning of the week is Neptune is officially moving into Aries. It moved into Aries last year, but then it went retrograde back into Pisces, and now it's moving into Aries again. This is a big transformation or big transition for Neptune as it is closing out a zodiac cycle. Pisces is the last zodiac sign of the Wheel of the Zodiac, and Aries is the first. So this is a new chapter, a new beginning for Neptune, and so we've got lots to talk about. Let's jump into the moon energy for this week. So Neptune kind of like dipped its toe into Aries and then it retreated back into Pisces to let us go back into our comfort zone. Now that it's diving into Aries again, it's gonna stay here for the next 14 years. So this is a long transit, a long time. It's not just like gonna boom happen at once like we feel with like when Mercury changes a sign, it's like we're in the sign for a few weeks and we're in that energy, we're in it, and you feel it and you know it, and then it changes and moves on to the next. Neptune's gonna hang out in here for a while. So we had not only a little bit of time to like get a sense for what it felt like last year, but now like we're gonna have 14 years to figure out what does Neptune and Aries mean for us. Especially what does Neptune and Aries mean for you personally? But we are going to see a bunch of like societal, cultural changes with Neptune and Aries. I'm feeling like this is the spiritual warrior era. Like Neptune and Pisces pushed spirituality into the mainstream. And now I think the way showers, the light holders, the torch bearers are going to be like kind of stepping up into the limelight. I think like we have a lot of people like putting their spirituality out into the world, but I don't know, I think we're going to have like some big people come through to the forefront, and I think that's a good thing. But I do think that we like when we have these shifts and we have these changes, like there's going to be people trying to tear down spirituality. There's going to be people that's saying it's not real or that it's woo woo or I think we're really gonna maybe we'll stop calling it woo woo. Like we joke about that here in our spiritual communities, but maybe we're gonna have to stop. We're gonna have to be serious about it. We're gonna have to say like, no, like what I experience is real, and what is happening, what the knowledge and wisdom that I've brought forward is real and true. And it at the very least having to say that for yourself, validating the things that you experience and validating the things that you have witnessed within the spiritual community. And we've witnessed some very wild and imaginative things, but I think Neptune and Aries gives us a chance to really kind of solidify some of that. Even though we're talking about fire, I don't want to use the word term solidify, but I think it's just going to be like fire is very like stay or go. Like if you're going to believe this, then believe it wholeheartedly. If you're going to be kind of wishy-washy about it, let it go. unless you 100% like feel this resonates and is authentic for you, then hold on to it and be proud of it and honor it. If you're kind of like on the fence about things, then maybe it's not for you right now. Find the things that resonate with you, that matter to you, that feel like they're in alignment for you. I think it's going to be a very definitive. Aries is going to help draw this line of what's for you, what's not for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest kind of thing. I do feel the spiritual warrior aspect of this energy. Like, I don't know. I always picture, the whole time we've been talking about Neptune and Aries, I just picture like shield maiden energy of like getting your shield, getting your sword, your spiritual armor on, and just like ready to step out into the forefront, but like needing to defend yourself, needing to defend your beliefs, and needing to honor and respect them and validate them. So that's a big transition of Neptune finally changing into Aries. It will be in Aries for the next 14 years. We will have Neptune retrogrades, but it's not going to go back into Pisces again. We're not going to see Pisces, Neptune and Pisces for like another 100 years or something like that. I don't know. So Neptune and Aries moving forward and from here on out. So back to this week. We technically have our first quarter moon here in Taurus. I love starting off the week with a earth sign. Taurus, even though it's the slowest out of all of the earth signs, we're still moving forward. We're still putting one foot in front of the other. And I just like it. Taurus kind of eases you into the week, whereas like an Aries fire moon would like have you like hitting the ground running, or like Capricorn would be like, we've got everything all lined up, or in Virgo, same thing. Well, we've got everything scheduled up on here on our to-do list, so let's go. Taurus is like, okay, yeah, let's do this thing here. Let's take a lunch break here. We'll do this thing here, and then maybe we'll take off early and have an early dinner. Taurus is just like, we're gonna get there. We don't have to rush. We don't have to race. So it's a nice way to kind of ease into the week, especially a week that's like gonna have this big fire moon at the end of the week. So we'll be in Taurus all day Monday, half of Tuesday. Let's see, a 4-hour transition here around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to start to move into Gemini, and we'll officially be in Gemini at 3:55 p.m. Tuesday, late afternoon. So for the most part, we'll be in Gemini energy Wednesday. Wednesday's maybe like we're taking slow, steady, confident steps with Taurus. And then this is the day. I was saying you can take an early dinner break, like leave work early on Monday, but let's leave work early on Tuesday, because Gemini wants to play. Gemini wants to go see that movie, catch that early movie show, and then get dinner afterward or something like that. Gemini moons are also really good about talking about things, communicating things. If you have something to say it on a Gemini day. It also gives us this better understanding of the other side of the story. So if you do need to have a conversation, it's kind of good to have it on a Gemini day. We're kind of mostly Gemini energy Wednesday, but then it's kind of, I don't know, the Thursday morning and then also Tuesday evening. So it doesn't really feel like that full 2.5 days there, but it technically is. So on Thursday, we will move into Cancer at 5:32 p.m. and that'll help us ease into the weekend before this big like fireworks show on Sunday. Practice your self-care. What did you reflect on the Cancer full moon from last month? What did you learn? What did you experience? How do you want to honor your emotions? How do you want to mother yourself this year? How do you want to nurture yourself? And remind yourself of that. Hold yourself accountable for those things, because Leo's going to put the spotlight on you, on the self. Leo illuminates your highest and best self and encourages you to step up and be that person. Leo season is at the end of the summer. So I feel like Leo full moons always like remind us of warmer days, because even though we're February 1st, February 2nd, depending on when you celebrate Imbolc, it is that crack of that winter shell of like reminder that winter is coming to a close, but we do often experience, like at least where I live, we often experience some of our coldest days and at the end of January, beginning of February. So I feel like Leo reminds us that the light is coming, the warmth is coming, and a really beautiful time to, I love having a full moon on Imbolc. I just think it's because we light candles on Imbolc, we talk about the light returning and that spark within, like keeping that smoldering fire going within. And so I just love, I love having a full moon on Imbolc. I just think they're so nice and cozy. I like to light candles. I like to turn all the lights out and, you know, be still in the darkness, but then illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight is just a really a nice way to celebrate Imbolc and a full moon. So in the Just a Phase Moon Planner, our full moon activity for the Leo full moon is to highlight your accomplishments. I like to do this on a Leo full moon because it's at the beginning of the year when we're thinking about our goals and plans for 2026. And by looking at your past accomplishments, helps you get into that vibration of, yes, I can accomplish things because look, I have all these examples right here. I've done all of these things. I can achieve my goals. And it's just a really nice reminder. It's also kind of humbling, like, oh wow, I did that. Like, I can't believe I did that. It's just really nice to highlight the things that you've done. And it gets you, again, it gets you in that vibration of believing, which seems to be the theme for this beginning of the year, like believing that you can accomplish your goals, you can accomplish your dreams. So our card for this week is coming from the Queen of the Sun Oracle for the Leo full moon, obviously. So this card says your year progression. Set intentions for the year ahead, release stagnancy. What do you want? There is a powerful force within me that attracts what I need. What we know from solar cycles is that there is a time that is more restful and a time with big action, and both are needed for progression. No one can operate on full speed or full stress and with full effort or full push for too long, lest they get physically and mentally burnt out. Similarly, we get sluggish and stagnant if we don't focus at least some of our time on progression, on movement, and on looking forward. There is no health in extremes. We live in a time where sleep disorders are rife, where people are connected to social media or electronics all the time, and there is a strange expectation that we should be available to others at all times. This is not how humans were designed. We were designed to be in sync with the flow cycles of nature, those cycles of the seasons, the sun, the moon, the tides, rest, and action. We are meant to progress, to grow, and to flow. And to do this, we need to be self-aware of what we desire, what we might need to leave behind, and even what we might need to sacrifice. We choose one thing over the other. Once we understand our desires, we can be clear about our focus and begin to plan for our own growth. Should you choose this card, it's time to get more serious about your focus and plan. It's time to get your intentions down and begin to power up the energies you need to receive and attract and go get what experiences are exciting or useful to you. The companion stone or metal is Amazonite, which is a very empowering throat chakra stone, but also very like a confidence boosting stone too. So a couple of things about this card. I mean, interesting that we're getting this at the beginning of the year, even if it is at the end of the month. But we are starting to think, because this is Imbolc, and that so Imbolc is mid-winter. We're halfway through the winter, so we still have a little bit more ways to go. And I, again, like I said earlier, like to honor the darkness at this time, like turn off all the lights and use the candlelight to just have a soft, quiet night at home, like getting cozy and quiet and comfortable, and like maybe reading by candlelight or something like that. But this is an important reminder and check-in that, like, if you haven't let winter be winter yet, you got to do it now, because we're halfway through already. You got to do it now. If you haven't tried to rest and relaxed and slowed down since the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, you got to do it now because spring is almost here and we're going to like keep moving. I think that this is a Wheel of Fortune year, so the importance of the wheel moving at all times is important, because if we get stuck in a cycle that like we don't like, we can't just stay there and wait for it to change. We have to make it change ourselves. We have to push that wheel ourselves and keep moving. So I think it's going to be really important this year to keep moving. We had our hermit year last year where we could just stop, rest, hibernate, do nothing. But we need to keep this wheel moving, keep this cycle moving, keep the progression going, keep the change, keep the evolution going, keep moving, keep breathing. All right, so our chakra card here is Ancestral Wisdom. The ancestors see you. We are the very ground, the soil, the foundation upon which you stand and build and become. You have, closer than your own breath, access to all that ever was, all that ever is, and all that forever shall be. Anchor into this truth, and when you forget, come sit and hear our reassuring whispers among the trees, beckoning you to be still, to remember and to know. So this is an Earth Star Chakra card, which is located a foot below your feet. The crystal they recommend is petrified wood, and the herb is ceremonial tobacco. So I love that they chose ceremonial tobacco because tobacco helps us to communicate to spirit. It is traditionally amongst Native Americans left as an offering to communicate your thanks and gratitude for whatever it is that you're harvesting or whatever it is that you are trying to communicate to them. This like these cards have like really short, quick descriptions, which is one of the things I love about this deck, because it can be really, really quick and simple messages for whenever you need it throughout the day. But this card really like opens up this whole like vision for me. I really just envision sitting with my back up against a tree trunk and listening, like closing my eyes and like listening to the whispers of the wind and the leaves blowing. And so whenever I read this card, I just have that moment of pause and rest and relax, which I think is an important reminder, because even though we have a full moon, which is light and energy and action, winter full moons are just so different than a summer full moon where you probably do want to stay up all night and dance out in the moonlight. But winter moons are again that softer, quieter, going within kind of energy. Even though we normally talk about going within on a new moon, a full moon in the winter is just a totally different thing. And like I said, this midwinter mark is reminding us that, hey, winter's halfway over. If you haven't rested, if you haven't hibernated, if you haven't tried to go to bed earlier and tried to sleep more and try to get more rest, and if you haven't done those things to like replenish yourself, now's the time to do it. Even on a full moon, even if the full moon's keeping you awake at night, at least be in bed doing it, and you're all snuggly and cozy. And our crystal card is fluorite, a crystal of soul path wisdom. It reveals your life purpose and helps with soul pathing, the process of creating a path for your future that's in alignment with your spiritual gifts and calling. This stone helps manifest jobs, bring optimism about the future, and shows you where to go, how to proceed, and where to seek guidance. The affirmation is, I accept new opportunities. I understand my soul's purpose. So this whole month of January has been this integration of everything that you learned in 2025, everything that you learned from the Hermit year, and really allowing this long process of figuring out what direction you want to go in, what goals you want to make, what are your dreams, what are your desires, and allowing yourself to take the entire season of winter to figure this out. And not just January 1st, we're starting this thing, we're starting now, we're jumping in no matter what. All the energy of this whole month has really, I think, helped elongate that process of of hibernation. Hibernation is for reflection. It's for going within. It's for resting. It's for getting quiet and listening to your own voice, getting quiet and listening to your spirit teams or your ancestors' voices. It's about going within and resting and recuperating. And I think that we really needed that after 2025. 2025 kicked my butt. I probably say that every year, but man, 2025 felt way worse. And we gotta let that go. We gotta give that time to heal. We gotta give that time to ease. We gotta have time to process that. And before we can start thinking about how we want to move forward. I love how this is a sun card, but it kind of feels like, it kind of looks like it could be a moon card too. So it kind of looks like she has a big full moon behind her, even though I'm sure that's supposed to be the sun. So I hope that you have a wonderful, happy week. I hope that you are ready with your spiritual armor on and you're ready to step into this year safe and protected and confident and ready to stay on that path, even if we might be hitting some detours this year. You're still on the path, no matter how twisty, curvy, up and down it might be. So thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. Happy full moon!